Good evening, VV Nation, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the 6 p.m. video. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Now, everybody's on YouTube to try to find the best ways to make money. What if I can show you how to make money on a stock 2 times, maybe even 3 times? Would you be interested? Well, if so, this is going to be a very interesting video. Many of you know about this, but many of you don't know about this. And we're going to be talking about Yield Max ETFs. This was a suggestion that came from a customer in the Jockey Club. And before doing the research, I thought that they were not a good play. But I realized that I was playing them the wrong way. I'm going to talk about what Yield Max ETFs are, how to use them, and show you some results, or talk to you about some results about what they are, how they can make you money passively. Passively. This is an income play. You're not playing the charts on these. You're looking at getting the income on a monthly basis every single month. So that's what it's all about. And if you're interested in this, let's get started. So I'm going to start off with a news story of Yield Max ETFs, what they are, and are they safe? There's a lot in this article, and we're going to touch on the highlights that I think we need to pay attention to, especially if you're brand new to this. What are they? So Yield Max ETFs recently launched through a collaboration with Tidal Investments, the advisor, and Zega Financial, the sub-advisor. 2 companies. All right? The product line now includes more than 30 funds. And guess what? I put these into a VectorVest watch list that you're going to want to do as well. Just 2 years after the initial launch of Tesla, the tsly option income strategy on November 22nd, 2022. At the core, these funds is the idea of taking price volatility of an underlying stock or set of stocks and using a strategy known as credit call spreads. Now, I may lose a lot of you right there, but don't worry about it. You don't need to learn how to play options for this to work. The options are being played for you. You are just the beneficiary of the results. To convert that volatility into a high level of income. So it's sort of like a dividend, but I'm going to call this more of an income play rather than a dividend, even though they do pay out dividends. We'll talk about that. All right, how Yield Max works. First, the backing of the option strategy using U.S. Treasury bills, which frequently make up more than 80% of the ETF each month. Now, Treasury bills seem to want to be all about being a safe way of investing in the market, but there's a lot of things that could affect these. But 80% of the value of the ETF is made up of Treasury bills. The other 20% are utilizing several different option plays. All right, key components of the yield. As noted above, the underlying assets are call options, bought and sold, and T-bills. The stock itself is not owned. So you don't actually own the stock, you own the Yield Max, the tool that is paying you the income. So this makes this very different and makes this different in the way that you're going to invest in these. When I look at a Yield Max ETF, I can look at the movement. And we always want to do trade the chart, not your heart. In this case, it's not about the chart. It's about the income that's being paid. So when I was looking at this before, I was looking at the charts going, man, these charts look horrible. But I wasn't taking into effect that these Yield Max ETFs were paying a monthly dividend every single month. So in this case, folks, it's not about the chart. It is about the income that's being paid. And guess what? If you own the Yield Max, just like it says, you do not own the underlying stock. You are getting paid by the Yield Max company that manages all of these ETFs. So that was a big light turn on for me, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Income distribution. Income is generated from the sale of the call options, since the investor is sacrificing the upside to be paid now. So again, I'm not looking for the upside of the yield max. All I'm really worried about is the income that's being paid. That income and any other cash flowing resulting from the T-bills or other assets is delivered to the shareholders in a monthly dividend. So there it is. It's a dividend, but I call it an income play where you're getting money put into your account every single month. Now, the benefits: high yield. These ETFs typically yield above their peers since they aim to spin off option income from single stocks, which are more volatile than indexes. Portfolio diversification. There's a Yield Max ETF to cover just about every gambit of the market, from AI to technology to banking to gold to Bitcoin. It seems to be an ETF, a Yield Max ETF, that covers all of these different aspects. And guess what? You buy the Yield Max, you're getting paid the dividend, and you're broadly covering everything that could be done in the market. And guess what? I think there's going to be a huge increase of more of these Yield Maxes. Ease of access. The ETF package is a nice match for the combination of call options known as call spread. While the elements of these portfolios can be created and managed by investors on their own, there are variables each month based on how volatile the stock involved and the market happen to be. Monthly or quarterly dividend. Potential risks: volatility, market volatility, credit risk. T-bills are considered to be very safe investments, and options are heavily regulated, and in the case of the contracts used by the Yield Max, quite liquid. That said, if the fund's company's success reaches the point where they need to resort to a private placement, option contracts, as has been the case with ETF producers, that could introduce credit risk. Interest rates could affect Yield Maxes as well. There's a story here about Yield Max versus traditional ETFs, also Yield Max versus traditional dividend stocks. There's a lot of information in this Forbes article. All right. So now let's go into, I'm going to give you a website. Website is YieldMaxETFs.com. All right. YieldMaxETFs.com. Let me go see if I can make this a little bigger. All right. There it is, YieldMaxETFs.com. And this is a really good website. I need to make this. There we go. This is a really good website that talks a lot about what Yield Max are, but you know what I like about this a lot? Hold on. Let's go back to Yield Max. I know what I'm looking for. Yield Max and boom. Full list of ETFs. Got to make this. Why is this not working right? There we go. Full ETF list. When I click on this, look at, there's a lot of ETFs in here. All right. Tesla, Innovation Option Income, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Coin, Netflix, Disney, Microsoft, JP Morgan, AMD, PayPal, Square, Moderna, AI, a Yield Max Universe Fund of Option Income ETFs, MicroStrategy, Utility, Ultra Option Income Strategy, Bitcoin. There's a short side for Tesla, gold, snow, Airbnb, and I'm thinking, folks, that this list is only going to grow immensely over time. Now, let's say you're looking for Tesla income, okay? Not the stock. Remember, that doesn't say TSLA, it's TSLY. It is the Yield Max Tesla Option Income Strategy. Now, I want to show you something. I'm going to click on it. When I click on it, it's going to give me the opportunity to see what the monthly dividend distributions are. So if I were looking at owning at least 1,000 shares of Tesla, the last the last payable one is today, 124, on 1,000 shares of Tesla or the TSLY, I get 71 cents per share. On $1,000, on 1,000 shares, I'm making $710. Right there, folks. $710 just on the income. Last month, $1,230, $1.28. I made $1,280 worth of income on that Yield Max. The month before, $1,222. The month before, $590. Now you'll see that the numbers will change back and forth throughout the months. Some months are better than other months. But the beautiful thing about this is monthly income every single month, no matter what the stock does. Now remember, I'm not trading the stock, I'm trading the Yield Max, and the Yield Max pays me the income. Tesla has nothing to do with it. Tesla is the underlying being tracked by the Yield Max. Let's go back one. And what I did is I went through these to see what the dividend payouts were, to try to find the best one that I'm looking for. And you know something? I went down the list. Where is it? PayPal. I know what I'm looking for. And this is going to blow your mind once I find it. Tesla. Looking for NVDY. I know I passed it. There it is. NVDY. That is the NVIDIA Yield Max. I'm going to click on it. Now, I did the math. I looked at the monthly distributions over the last year. From January of last year, all right, January of last year all the way through. I added up these distributions. Do you know that NVIDIA over the last 12 months, now get this, NVIDIA over the last 12 months has paid out $20,370 worth of income from the Yield Max. Again, nothing to do with NVIDIA. I like NVIDIA. I own NVDL. But now, based on this video, based upon this information, I now own some NVDY because I'm going to make the capital appreciation on the stock. But now I'm going to be making the monthly income utilizing the Yield Max, the NVDY. So any stock that's in that list that you like, that's what you play for capital appreciation. But now you get to add on the monthly income by playing the Yield Max ETF on it. Folks, this is very eye-opening from the standpoint of not only playing a stock that's making money, capital income, capital appreciation, but now adding on the monthly bonus of income. Whew. All right, so now let's talk about this a little bit more. Let's get into the software. All right, now we're in the software. I created a watch list of all of these stocks, of all of these Yield Maxes, okay? Here they are. I don't think VectorVest is going to do this because this is not very VectorVest oriented. This is an idea that I'm bringing to the table for you guys as a way to make money. It's content that you can use, you know, and go for it. It's not very VectorVest oriented, and I'll tell you why. If I look at PLTY, right, this 32, actually, before I get into that, take a picture of these, all right? Take a picture of these. I'm going to go to this one, and here's the rest of them. All right, take a picture of these as well. I've got 32, and something tells me that this is going to increase a lot over the upcoming year. More and more companies are going to get in here, and I'm just going to keep adding them to it. All right, let's go look at PLTY. Remember I told you it's not about the chart in this one. Let's go right-click, view the stock graph. All right, Palantir looks great, but this is the Yield Max. And you know something? If I can get capital appreciation off of PLTY, that's a beautiful thing. But even here when it was falling, and let's go put on the dividends, even here when it was falling, it was still paying out a dividend. This is relatively new. This is the only one that I have so far as the dividend paid. But we got the added bonus of the stock going up in price. Let's go to something like JP Morgan. That's another big one, right? Not only that, look at that, $19.40 for the Yield Max. Let's go look at the graph. What does the graph show me? On JP Morgan, the stock is trading at 19, up. Hold on. Let's go to the graphs. Look at JP Morgan. Palantir, by the way, is trading at 78. The Yield Max is trading at 68. Let's go down to JP Morgan. $264 to trade the stock. 1,000 shares would be $264,000. Let's go to JP Morgan, $19.40. If I had 1,000 shares, that'd be $1,940. Whew. I can play JP Morgan cheaplier. That's a horrible word, but I just made it up. And get the added bonus of income on a monthly basis. But let's go look at JP Morgan now on a graph. The JP Morgan Yield Max moving up. Put this on a 1 year. Let's go and look at this. So this is what I'm talking about. It's not about the chart. The stock's price had been going down. All of these monthly payouts. And I looked at JP Morgan over the last year. Even though the stock's price went down, all right, from a high of, what is the high? A high of $22.30. Now it's trading at $19. Not a lot of move. The graph looks bigger than the move. But look at this. Monthly dividends. And over the last year, it's paid out $4,790 in income, even when the stock's price was going down. I already looked at NVIDIA. Palantir, let's go look at the Palantir one. Palantir 68. Again, the stock is trading at 78. And I looked at the last 3 months. This is brand new. It's only been out for 3 months. It's paid out $9,120 in the last 3 months in income. Not the stock, but I like Palantir. Guess what? I'm in it, and now I'm going to pick up some PLTY to pick up that income. That income in November paid out $2,200 if I had 1,000 shares. In December, paid out $3,340. In January, just past month, here, $3,580. Folks, it is a great way to make money passively. If I like the stock, I go buy the underlying shares of the stock. But I now add the bonus of looking at the yield max for that stock. I'm making money on it twice. And some of these dividends that are being paid out monthly are freaking awesome. So one last thing. I created a portfolio of some of the best names, some of the biggest names in the space from Yield Max. But this portfolio is going to track the monthly incomes. As a matter of fact, let's go to report. Let's go to trade history. Oops, not that one. Go to report. Let's go to transaction log. And so far in these stocks, dividend paid from the AI one, $962. Remember, the AI one, in this one, I own 2,600 shares. All right, I tried to make a portfolio where at least every stock had close to 1,000 shares, depending on how much money. Anyway, so based on as many shares as I had in the AI, $962 deposit for income. On Apple, $347 deposited for income. And on Google, $434 deposited for income. And every day I'm going to look to see which ones are paying out dividends. I'm going to add it, and it's going to truly show not the chart, but the income that's being paid. I know, folks, I gave you a lot of information in this video, but what I want you to take from this video, one, this is a great way to make passive income in a very easy way. Two, more and more stocks are probably going to be put under the Yield Max ETFs. They're going to add more and more and more. And folks, no matter how big your portfolio is, this is a great way to generate income. And, you know, like I said, I own Palantir. I own Palantir outright. I own NVDL for NVIDIA. I like those for capital appreciation, but now I add on the yield maxes to them. Woof. I'm just going to take my portfolio and take it to the next level. Folks, if this was something that was worth it for you to be here today, just type the word wow. A lot of you didn't know about this. Many of you do know about this. Even if you do know about this, if you like the presentation, type the word wow. If you're brand new to the channel, this is the first time you've seen content on our channel. This is the kind of content we bring to the table every single day. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you'll be alerted. Remember, folks, share this. If just in general you like the video, hit that like button, like and share, like and share, like and share.